In the meantime, now on your feet at 5, Canton City Schools have added an extra day off for students and staff this Thanksgiving break. Manny Abraham tells us it's a move that educators are supporting in hopes of addressing teacher burnout.
It's just been a very demanding year.
A demanding year recognized by the Canton City School District. This week, the school board voted to add an extra day off before the start of Thanksgiving break.
It really was an attempt to address, if you will, teacher burnout.
Canton Professional Educators Association President Paul Palomba says he was grateful to learn about the extra time off, recommended by Superintendent Jeff Talbert.
Our association leaders have had ongoing discussions with the superintendent, and he was aware of how difficult of a year it's been for teachers in our district and all across the nation, actually.
In a statement, the school said that many teachers are covering classes due to nationwide staff shortages and a lack of substitute teachers.
When we have quarantining or we have sicknesses, then the teachers are fulfilling the jobs of other teachers. And so they're plugging holes all across the district. So if you go an entire day and you're plugging holes and you don't get any breaks yourself, it can really have a mental effect on you.
Other schools have made similar changes. Alliance City Schools announced that they would be extending Thanksgiving break as well. In a letter to parents, the superintendent said, quote, "Right now we're seeing too many of our youth and our adults who are mentally exhausted and physically and emotionally stretched too thin." The Canton School Board also voting to add 4 more staff days to the calendar. Students would be off, but staff members would come in for a work day.
Those days are really meaningful and really help teachers get caught up with all the new demands.
Manny Abraham, 3 News.
We call this the Great Resignation. We've talked about this particularly recently because last month, more Americans quit their jobs than any other month ever. And the month before was also a record. And I read something 2 days ago that this is also affecting educators.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously the number one reason that was given for these teachers for walking away was COVID fatigue in general, burnout. But we have shortages everywhere. When you start seeing shortages when it comes to educating our children, that's a code red.
And keep in mind, this is not new, the burnout part. Teachers are under so much stress, not only from the kids, they have to deal with the kids, they have to deal with the parents of the kids, which is not always easy. They have to deal with their own administration, they have to deal with state testing. And that state testing, man, the testing is really, I think, something that should and could be changed since their grades of teachers are based on how students perform. I get that. But I think that there's way too much pressure put on those tests, not only for the kids, but then that goes upstream. Right,
and as we know, not everybody tests well. Some have anxiety when it comes to testing. Even here in Ohio, when we saw our numbers come back at record lows, I was a little surprised to find out that our fail rate wasn't necessarily the fail rate out of 100. Or the fail rate of those that took the test. It was the fail rate of 100. So even those that didn't test were counted as fails. And that's why our numbers were so stark. They were really alarming when we saw them.
Yeah, the system is definitely broken.